Okay, well, hello everybody, and I will be doing a reading from, uh, you know what, this is my first time. I'm going to be doing a reading from fanfiction, a fanfiction reading. And this is going to be the first video to kick it off, because, well, yeah. This fanfiction reading is Code Lyoko. Of course, it's rated K, English, Friendship and Supernatural, words 2K plus. Followers 2, published April 25th, updated 9 hours ago. So, I will be doing this, and it's called The Nico of Lyoko. Hey, that rhymed. And it's by Tamari, the Nico Ninja. Chapter 1, Kidnapper. Nico of Lyoko, Chapter 1, Kidnapper. I do not own Code Lyoko. It was a Saturday afternoon in the Caddick courtyard. Kids were chatting and laughing, and the Lyoko warriors were next to the vending machines talking about their day and sharing a few laughs, until Jeremy's laptop started beeping, meaning that Xana was attacking. Here we go again, Auric said. What do you think Xana's target is this time? Alita asked. I don't know, and I'd rather not find out, Jeremy replied as they sprinted into the park. On their way to the sewer entrance, a polymorphic specter of a man in black agent was blocking their way to get to the secret passage. You guys go on, I'll handle him. Odd volunteered as he gestured the others to go on. So, you want to play because you... So, you want to play because what you can do, what can... Yeah. Sorry, I stutter a lot and I stumble on words from time to time. So, you want to play because what you can do, I can do better. Oh, because like a song. Anything you can do, I can do better. Sooner or later, I'm greater than you. Anyway, Odd smirked at the specter when his friends left. Odd started to punch the specter, trying to draw it away from the sewer entrance, and after a few minutes, Odd was going for another punch. Then the specter grabbed his fist and electrocuted him. Ouch. Him enough to knock him out. Once he fell, the specter picked him up and threw him over its shoulder, and started running towards the abandoned building in the woods. No, not the Hermitage. Not that one. Not that one. The Hermitage. That little place. You know, I'm not even going to go try to go there. At the factory, the others finally made it, and Jeremy virtualized Ulrich, Uni, and Alita in the forest sector, 8 degrees northwest of you. Not good. And Jeremy announced, and here are your vehicles. And with a few clicks of a keyboard, the overbike and overwing appeared next to the trio. Great. Any news from Aunt? Alita asked, wondering about her purple-clad friend. Not anything yet, but I'll call and tell if I find anything out, he replied. Alita nodded and got into the overbike with Ulrich, and they went towards the activated tower. Please review. Sorry for the very short. For it to be very short, it will be longer. So let's go on to chapter 2. I'm pretty sure I can do chapter 2. The experiments. Chapter 2. The experiments. I am so sorry for not. Oh, this is from the excuse me. This is from the person who made the story. I am so sorry for not updating. I couldn't because I had no laptop, or my laptop had all my stories. I promise I'll make it up to all the people who like/love this story. I don't own Code Lyoko. If I did, then this story would be an episode. Yeah. In the abandoned building, Odd finally woke up and found his arms and legs chained to the wall. Where am I? Odd asked himself as he struggled to free himself. Odd then heard evil laughter and whispered, "You," as he narrowed his eyes at the direction of the noise. "Hello, cat boy." LOL. Or, I did figure that out. Anyway, he smiled evilly at the blonde and purple-haired boy. "What do you want from me, Xana?" Odd snapped as he struggled some more. "Not much, just world domination. That's all villains," he replied, his evil grin never leaving. "Well, too bad, 'cause I can't give it to you. But you and your friends are what's stopping me. So, what are you planning on to do to me? Make me your slave? Kill me? Or Xanify, Xanify me?" I, I was gonna read that wrong. Odd growled, his eyes narrowing more at the spectre. "No, none of the thoughts things. He chuckled as he walked over to Odd and pulled the needle out with the red liquid inside. When he was close enough, he grabbed Odd's arm, rolled up his sleeve, and jammed the needle into his upper arm, causing Odd to yelp in pain. The spectre then pushed the top of the needle, making the red liquid go into his bloodstream. When he was done, he pulled the needle out of Odd's arm and took a few steps back and looked at his arm. Then the spectre. "What was that?" he demanded. "Oh, nothing much," he chuckled as he electrocuted the purple-clad boy, making his body go numb. But he was still Spectre. Body go numb, but he was still Spectre. Then unchained the boy, picked him up, and carried him to the next room. In the other room, the Spectre clamped Odd's arms and legs to an operation-like table and walked over to the control panel and started typing on it. "Now what are you going to do to me? Now what are you going to do to me?" Odd yelled at the spectre that seemed not to take notice to his prisoner, and continued to type on the panel. A few seconds later, Odd started to feel a sting in his back, but the stings started to feel more and more intense as it spread all over his body, and before long, purple electricity danced all over his body. The pain was too much for him, and he began to scream in pain, especially when he felt something grow sharp in his teeth, back, fingernails, and on his head. As the spectre smiled at the boy's screams, eventually he turned the machine off, walked over to the operation table to see Odd struggling in pain to keep his eyes open. He managed to ask, "What did you do to me?" "Well, since you're going to find out anyway, I'll tell you. The red liquid from the needle was cat DNA that I put in your blood. And what I did now was give you cat-like reflexes, skills, and, not to forget, for you to look more cat-like," he said with a smile as he showed the blond, purple-haired boy a mirror. Odd gasped as he saw a fang and cat ears in his hair. More like Nico ears. Nico ears? Nico means cat! After a few seconds, the boy's eyes couldn't hold up anymore, and he just fainted while the spectre undid his restraints, picked him up, threw him over his shoulder, and started to walk out of the building into the woods. Cliffy, sorry for the short chapter. I'll try to make them longer. Please review. Let's get on to chapter 3. Chapter 3. Second update of the day. I hope it makes up for the due dates. I don't own Code Lyoko. This takes place at the same time as the last chapter. Back on Lyoko, Alita, Auric, and Yumi were approaching the tower only to find a welcome party that had 2 tarantulas, 3 megatanks. God, 2 tarantulas, 3 megatanks, 5 blocks, 4 crabs, and William. That's a freaking army! No, massacre! That's a freaking army. Boy, Looks like Xana really doesn't want us to deactivate the tower. Yeah, I think you got 2 freaking tarantulas, 3 mega tanks, 4 blocks, 5 blocks, 4 crabs, and a William. Yeah, you're pretty much screwed. But it looks like, Xana really doesn't want us to deactivate the tower. Ulrich said as he stopped the overbite and readied both of his swords, ready to fight. You two handle the monsters while I deal with the tall, dark, and handsome. The tall, dark, and handsome, Ulrich said as Alita and Yumi went to fight the monsters. Yumi yelled as she threw one of her fans that cut right through one of the tarantulas, and Alita activated her wings and threw two energy fields, one hitting an open megatank and a crab. With Ulrich, William was dodging every blow Ulrich threw at him, and William was throwing and swinging his sword at the armed Ulrich. When William's back was turned, Ulrich threw one of his katanas at him, which devirtualized the black-haired boy, into smiled at his victory, into the blue-haired boy. He smiled at his victory and looked over at Yumi and Alita, still having a few monsters left, and sprinted over to his friends. Once Ulrich made it towards the monsters, he jumped on top of a crab and crammed both of his swords into its weak spot. It then exploded as Ulrich jumped off and landed near Yumi. "Hey, miss me?" Ulrich asked. "Yeah, just a little," Yumi replied with a grin. "Energy field!" Alita yelled as she threw an energy field at a tarantula that hit it dead on. "Hey, Jeremy, anything from on?" Ulrich asked as he ran up to Alita with Yumi. "Nothing. I've tried calling him, but he's not picking up," Jeremy replied. "Then we'd better hurry. He might be in trouble," Yumi said as she dodged a block's laser. Ulrich then ran up from behind Yumi and stabbed it right in one of its eyes, Xana, which caused it to explode when he wasn't looking at a megatank. Just one little piece. Ulrich ran up from behind Yumi and stabbed it right in one of its eyes, which causing it to explode. When he wasn't looking, a megatank came from behind him and ran over. Talk about moving. In the scan room, Ulrich cursed at himself for being so stupid, or for not seeing the megatank. "Hey, Jeremy, I'm going to go look for Odd." Ulrich called up to Jeremy while he went to the elevator. While in the elevator, Ulrich tried Odd's cell, but got to the top floor. He raced out of the factory into the woods. Back on Lyoko, Alita and Yumi had only 2 blocks left and to get rid of. "Alita, you take the one on the right, I'll take the one on the left," Yumi said as her pink-haired friend. Alita nodded as she charged up one of her energy fields and threw it at the block. Yumi tossed her fan at the other, causing both to dart into the center of the tower and was levitated to the second floor. She then approached the floating interface on her hand and put her hand on it. Then it read, "Alita, Code Lyoko. Alita, Code Lyoko." The blue windows then started to fall. The tower deactivated. Tower to fall. Tower deactivated, Alita whispered. Where Odd was unconscious, the specter began dis- to disinterest and then vanish. Please review, or I will not have inspiration to continue. 4. Chapter 4. Odd's Little Secret. Sorry for a late update. I do not own Code Lyoko. Odd shot up, breathing hard as he found himself in bed in his bed, and Odd in his and Ulrich's room. How did I get here? He asked himself as he tried to slow his breathing. Odd's eyes widened, remembering what happened with the specter, and rushed over to his mirror in the closet and gasped when he saw the cat ears and fang. But then he felt something swishing behind his back. He turned his head and saw a cat tail swinging back and forth. He started to hyperventilate, and it didn't help when he nearly jumped when his phone started ringing. He picked it up and began. Hello? Jeremy's voice came through the phone. Odd, finally! I've been trying to contact you for all, if you're for you all, no. Should we do a return to the past? Odd stammered a little. Yeah, everything's fine. No damage done. Just wanted to make sure that you were okay. Okay, we'll see you later then. Yeah, see you later. And with that, Odd hung up and sat on his bed. Besides, you can't go back in time to fix this, Odd muttered to himself, knowing that the cat DNA was permanently fused with his blood. As he looked down at his now clawed hands, sighing and thinking of his friends. What his friends will think of him. Will they reject me? Will they accept me? Should I tell them? Odd sighed to himself as Kiwi jumped out of his drawer and walked over to his master's lap and laid. Odd just smiled to himself and stroked the small gray dog. At least you can accept me, my little diggity dog. Odd then stood up and walked over to the mirror. How am I going to hide these? He muttered to himself. First, he tried to use his hair to cover the cat ears, but he really couldn't control them, so it didn't seem to work. So he just put his hood over his ears, and wrapped the tail around his waist to prevent anyone from seeing it. Then he found some gloves in his closet. He slipped them on to hide the claws. It's a change, but it'll do, Odd muttered to himself. Ulrich then walked into the room. Hey, Odd, what's with the new look? Oh, just trying something new, that's all. Odd lied. Okay, so how was the specter? Wasn't too much trouble for you? No trouble at all. He gave a fake smile to his roommate as he laid down on his bed and looked at the alarm clock. It's already that late. Odd exclaimed as his clock read 9:58 p.m. Yeah, time flies when you're fighting Xana. Ulrich chuckled at his own joke. Yeah, Odd replied with a small chuckle. Well, I'm going to sleep. Yeah, me too. Ulrich yawned as he laid in his bed and dozed off almost immediately. But for Odd, he couldn't seem to sleep, knowing that what happened to him. About an hour of tossing and turning, he made a promise to himself. I'll tell them soon, just not now. Which it did calm him down enough to get his sleep. For him to get his sleep. Kiwi curled up next to him. Please review, or else no update next week. That was so racist on me. And that was the entire story of the Nico. It's still being worked on, I believe. So yeah. And this is a Code Lyoko fanfic story by Tamari, the Nico Ninja. And this is the Nico of Lyoko. And that's all. That's all, folks. Have a beautiful day.